You too. What's good, everybody? Aphectz here. Today I'm back with another video. Now today we got nickel 335 defensive ebook. We're gonna go over run defense. I know you guys, I ain't made a video in like a week and a half, so back to regularly scheduled programming. My defensive ebook and offensive ebook will be ready in like 2 days, and then I'll give it to you guys. Pause 5 cash if you want it. It's gonna be on one-time payment of like PayHip, and then it's gonna be on Patreon as well with like, if you guys want to support monthly. Up to you guys. It doesn't really matter. It's just extra. People told me, you know what I'm saying, make an ebook of the stuff you run and the stuff you really like, condense it down to like an hour and a half, and some change with timestamps. I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? A couple people that wanted that. So if you guys are interested, it'll be in the links in like all my stuff. I'll start updating it to the links of all my new videos by tomorrow. So 335 normal defensive ebook. We're gonna go over run defense, and we're gonna do pass coverage in a second, but we're gonna go over run defense because it's a little bit hard. This run defense is a little bit unique because it's out of 335 normal, and it's like you have to be very specific with your user. Now, setup for I-form close. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to press, shift your D-line away from the corner. You want auto flip on, so your corner is your blitzing corner is always on the strong side. You're gonna crash your defensive line up, which is crash out, and then slant outside, and then you're gonna want to sit right here, right? You're gonna man up the slot corner to B. You're just gonna want to sit right here, right? It's very specific, right? Because when you're sitting right here, you want to just rush through this gap off the hike. It's a little bit hard because I have 2 controllers, because you have to be very fast with it, and then you're gonna hit them in the backfield. Now, you would want out my way on your user for like dives and strong H pros, those weird formations, those strong closes and stuff like that, where their dive has the fullback going second level. Because what's gonna happen is when you do the same shoot, it's a little bit different setup. When you do the same shoot, when you're kind of shooting through the when you're looping in like strong formations and dives, the fullback is gonna go second level, so it's gonna pick you up. But if you have out my way, as soon as the fullback picks you up, you're basically gonna shed, and you're gonna get a suction tackle to the wherever the running back's going. And usually in strong formations or dives and stuff like that, the running back follows the fullback. So this is it. So this is a very simple setup. Now all you have to do, you hike the ball, you loop right here, and you just hit him in the backfield every time. Now you want avalanche on your guy, so once you get enough hit stick tackles, you'll be able to force fumbles. It's very hard to force fumbles, but if you force a fumble on a runner, it's demoralizing, and they might start passing. And if a person that runs all the time relentlessly, if you force them into passing, you already won the game. They're gonna throw books. So that's the setup. You guys gotta practice this though. Press, shift your D line away from the running back, and stand right here, right around his you want your leg like in the middle of his butt paws. Like it's very specific, because you have to basically be able to hide from the center and the guard, and then you want to be able to loop in perfectly. But if you're too close to right here, the center is going to pick you up. So, and man up this guy to the man up the slot to the wide receiver, and right there, come right there, easy money. And you do that every single time. Now that's what you have to lab this though. If you do this, if you try to, let's say you go into your game and you try to do this first, what's gonna happen is you're probably gonna be sitting like right here, and what's gonna happen is you're gonna go like this, you're gonna get picked up. That wasn't even that bad. Honestly, that was quick, and that wasn't even that bad. But what happens sometimes is, it's crazy, because I just recorded this, and I was doing the same exact thing, and I kept getting picked up by the center, right? It's just so funny how like the world and now I tried to get picked up by the center that time, and I didn't get picked up by the center. But yeah, press, shift away, crash up, shift away from the slot corner. That's why you want auto flip on, because you're shifting away from the strong side. And then you come right here. All right, you see that's what happens when you don't stand in the proper position, and you're like a little bit slow. You're gonna get picked up by the center, and it's gonna force them to get big yardage. Now, obviously, this is basically not selling out, because I-form close. I-form close is a good passing formation too, because they have what, tight end, PA tight end leak, and then what's that PA with the deep crosser? I mean with the deep post, whatever the other one is. So you're not selling out for the run. Obviously, if you wanted to sell out, you could put your guys in spies, but then you're selling out for the run, right? And this is not selling out for the run. You still have everybody in coverage. You still only have these guys in the run fit. Obviously, if you put the guys in spies, then there's more people in the run fit, and they won't get a big yardage gain as well, but you're not selling out like this. You're just, you know what I'm saying, you're just stopping the run. So boom, right there, come right there, easy money. And that's just a regular tackle. You can hit stick. If you're not comfortable hit sticking, you can just go for a regular tackle. Now, if you want to play it safe though, because sometimes you'll get the suction animation, pause, but where you'll go for it, and then you know when your guy does a little stutter step like he's mental, right? You'll do this, and so instead of doing that, instead of risking that little weird suction animation, what you want to do is just sit right here and then click off. So you're gonna run down into the gap and then click off. Boom, right there. And that's all you have to do. Is really simple how to guard that. Now the same thing is gonna happen with power O. So look, like you see power O. Power O is the same exact thing, but with power O, you're gonna really hit them in the backfield. So you're gonna press shift away, crash up, and you're gonna sit right here, right? And with power O, you're gonna just go right through the backfield, right through the fullback. That didn't work that time. But you gotta be quick. You gotta basically be prepared for the run at first. Boom, and you gotta pay attention. You might have to sit like this, leaning into your screen, basically ready. You gotta watch the snap. You know what I'm saying? And then right here, so boom, right that, sit right here and sit a little right here, and then right here. That was stretch. It was stretch. I thought it was power O, but it still worked. But versus power O, what happens is it's a little right this, like that, shift away, crash up, sit right here, and then what happens is this, you go right here, you basically loop in, and you're going to be able to hit him in the backfield. Now, it doesn't always work, but even though you see how it didn't work, and I'm not doing it perfect, but I'm still basically able to stop it. Basically, you're sitting right here, because basically you're forcing him to go a direction he doesn't want to go. So, but this, I'll show you guys stopping it right here. So, click it. Boom, right there. Now, obviously, you see I got clipped. Like, I got clipped by, I don't know what lineman that was, but I got clipped. But if I had out my way, that clip wouldn't even be non-existent. Now, because Jamal Adams he's bulky, you know what I'm saying? I was able to get clipped, and I still was able to come through and hit stick him. But if I had out my way, the clip wouldn't even have phased me, because it basically, I would have lit up, and then I would have basically been able to get past him. So like this, sit right here, come right here. You see how I shedded that guy so quickly? Like, that's what like out my way will do as well. Like you'll just shed him very quickly. Like even if you get picked up by the center and stuff like that. That was like an out my way animation without out my way. But right there, boom, and you just sit right here, power O, right there. You see how I just came through the gap and I'm just right there. And now sometimes that guard won't even pick you up, or that was the center, right? Sometimes that center won't even pick you up, and you're just gonna be able to come in. Like you gotta sit like right here, yeah, like right here, and you won't even be able to pick you up. So power O, this should be blown up in the backfield, right there. You see that blown up in the backfield? And it's like everything slows down, because once you loop in, they don't have nowhere to go. And now you see I have avalanche. So yeah, that's how you stop I-form close. And the only thing that is like, I'll show you guys flipped, right? So if they flip it, if they flip stretch, right, and it's like that, I'll show you guys this. You're gonna set up to stop stretch normally, right, to the strong side every time, right? That's what you want to set up for. You want to set up to stop stretch to the strong side every single time. And if they flip it, what's gonna happen is you're gonna do your same thing. You're gonna loop, and then you realize, oh snap, he's not going. And what you're gonna want to do, that vert hook that's sitting there on that linebacker, what he's doing is he's gonna basically, it's not like last year when these guys would dumb out and they would try to just go straight. He actually basically plays like a prevent style, and he's gonna go all the way around and actually play like smarter. And what you're doing right here is, instead of you coming right here, you're gonna come right here, and then you're gonna see it's being flipped. So you're gonna run away, so none of those guards could basically take you out of the play, and you're basically gonna be playing like prevent as well, like center field, keeping them in these lanes. Now, if you can like see like a gap, maybe like the gap opens up from this area, because they don't have to go all the way around. They can just cut back inside. If you see a gap coming and you see them cut it back inside, just make a tackle right there, or just rush into that gap and what's it called? Click off. So that's pretty simple. Like I said, if they boom like that, you see that, you make a make a little play. It ain't really that hard. With the stretch flipped, it's not that hard. Like last year's stretch flip used to stretch to the weak side was crazy, because this guy would basically come down here. He would get caught out of the play. You would already be preparing for strong side, so you're out of the play. And then this guy is gonna, this wide receiver over here he just takes this corner completely out of the play, and if this safety's not in the spy, this safety's going to back up, and one of these fullbacks or tackles is going to block one of these linemen and then go second level, and then this guy's going to be backing up, and by the time he comes, it's already 8+ yards. So it's a little different than last year. So yeah, press, shift away. Now if they if they do like lead dive or something like that, right? Lead dive, it's the only thing that you got to worry about, because if you do the same setup when you come right here, that worked that time. But lead dive, like an ISO, what happens is sometimes the fullback will be able to pick you up. So just be careful with like dive a lot of the time versus this. Dive is really good versus this, because not really good. It's going to get like 3 yards, 4 yards, but sometimes the fullback will come in. You see how the fullback came in? Like if they have like a good fullback, he'll actually hold you, and there'll be a lane opening. So if they're doing dive like that, right? They're doing dive, you might want to like if they're consistently running dive, you might want to put one of these guys in a spy, right? And then let's say you still want to be protected on the outside, put that guy maybe in a deep blue or something like that. Like just because you want that extra protection versus dive if they're doing dive a lot, because basically what's gonna happen is, obviously that was stretch. You see how he's if you have your safeties and spies with this, run defense is clipped. Like they're not going to be able to run, because you see how that other safety just came down immediately. But like I said, put this guy in a spy. Maybe if you don't want, you know what I'm saying, versus dive, if they keep doing dive, because what's going to happen is, let's say you get clipped. You see how that other safety is coming down. Let's say if you got clipped and the fullback guarded you, that safety would come down and prevent. This guy would help too, and then this guy would help, but they were probably going to get picked up, and then this guy is going to come down and prevent. So you would put your strong side safety in a spy, right? That's what I would do. And yeah, so with dive, you can shoot dive sometimes though. If you come down right here, you can shoot it right there, and you can just cause fumbles like that. But it doesn't always happen with dive and ISO. But yeah, the one-arm bandit. But yeah, that's it. That's how you stop dive. We're gonna go over another I-form play. Give me 1 second. All right, so the second run defense we're gonna be going over is I-form H slot and I-form slot close. Stretch alert, which is the little bubble screen with and then the dive bubble screen as well, right? So with this, it's good because you're gonna be able to stop the bubble screen because you're in cover 2 and not in man coverage, because man coverage is bugged out against the bubble screen. The simple setup: press, shift away from the slot corner, crash your defensive line up. Nothing hard. Blitz your user. Make sure you man up the corner right there, and you basically just sit right here, right? You want to sit like right here, right? And basically all that's happening is, soon as off the snap, there's 2 ways you can do it. You can either run right here off the snap. Sometimes the guard will pick you up. That's why you kind of have to hide like right here, and then the guard won't pick you up. Sometimes he will, so you got to be careful. So the safe way is to shoot right there. I mean, the safe way is to shoot, the aggressive way is to shoot right there and go through the gap and make a tackle in the backfield. Or the safe way is basically you're sitting right here and then you're looping all the way over here in between this gap right there, and you'll basically make a safe conservative tackle. Now, this guy's going to do a good job of basically preventing the outside. Also, that corner is in the run fit as well, so it's a lot of guys in the run fit, right? So you're going to be doing a good job to stop this stuff. So right here, you sit right here, boom, right there. You can come right there, make a tackle right there. That's the aggressive way. Doesn't always work, because what can happen is good runners, what they do, if they get shot one time like that, now they're going to be they're going to be Peyton Manning at the line to run. They're going to be IDing you, they're going to make sure they ID your user every single time. So shift away from the corner, man up the corner to the slot guy right there, and they're going to basically start IDing your user. So what happens is, the more aggressive way, this is the aggressive way, like I said. And you see how I got picked up right there? That wasn't even with the ID on the user, but I got picked up. Sometimes that you get picked up because with me, when I do these videos, I have to basically click A, and then so I'm already a half a second behind, and there's timing with all of this. So if I'm already a half a second behind, so that's basically simulating, let's say you're not paying attention to them snapping the ball, you're going to be a half a second behind too. So you sit right here, like, so I'll show you guys the non-aggressive way. The non-aggressive way would basically be coming around there, and you basically come around and you loop through that gap right there. I'll show you guys again. So shift away, press, crash up, man this guy up right here, sit right here. You see, until that blitzing angle kind of comes to the other way, right there. Yeah, right there. So you sit right there, and then you just loop right there through that gap right there. You see, you just loop through that gap. You guys are gonna be able to do it better than me because I'm like I told you, I'm a half a second behind because I have to click A, like click A on the table and then use my controller. So I'm already basically a little bit behind. But it's pretty simple. It's not really that hard. You just sit right here to where the blitz angle looks like that, either war, and right there you just sit right there and you just come down, make a tackle right there. You just loop through that gap. That's a safe way because even if you get picked up by one of the guys, you're basically looping around, so it's just more bodies there. So even if they were to cut back, right, and try to cut back, you're right there. There's more bodies there. So boom, right there, shift right, sit right there, man up this guy right there, and sit right here, and then you can just right there go around. You see what happens? I got picked up because I was a little bit slow, but because I'm looping around, that's the safe way, not going aggressive, and I'm not taking myself out of the play. Now, if you need to be aggressive, let's say it's like 4th and 1 or something like that, and they're doing something like that, or 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, and you want to be aggressive, you might want to take the risk to blow them up in the backfield. You might want to take the risk, blow them up in the backfield, and then you do something like this, where you just come straight through the A gap. So boom, right there, they snap it, and my guy just went for the quarterback. You see, I just went down, and my guy just did the little glitch that happens when you come through the A gap so fast. They just make your guy not even move, and like you can't even do anything, and it just took me towards the quarterback. That does happen sometimes, so beware if you're shooting gaps too fast. So like that, you'll come right there, boom. And if you need to make an aggressive play like that, 4th and 1, something like maybe 3rd and 2, maybe you save that for that, and you just shoot down into the gap right there. Maybe hit stick them if you got avalanche unlocked, and that's what you can do right there, right? So that's I form close slot. Same thing works for dive. You shift away, boom, press right there, the dive alert, boom, right there, sit right here. It's important to basically make sure your blitzing angle, because if you're right there, if you're right here, you know you're going to do it perfect. So boom, right there, blitzing angle. You can either basically loop in straight through the gap, right? I'll show you guys again, show you guys dive again, right? You can loop, dive is a little bit easier to loop through the gap. Sit right here and you basically just come down right there. I'll show you guys right here. Boom, right there, boom. And you sometimes can sack the quarterback like that. You see how fast I came down? But you basically have to get used to where to sit. That's why I say you gotta lab this, because this is very specific where you have to stand, because you see how the first time I did it, one stance in a wrong way and it's not working. So you boom right there, see that? One stance, just a little inch to the left, a little inch to the right, and you're gonna get picked up. So you gotta make sure you guys practice this. You guys practice the timing as well. So just shift away from the cornerback, man up the corner to the slot, blitz your user, sit right here, off the snap. Let's play one dive, off the snap, you're coming right down, boom, right there. And like I said, if you have out my way, you'll shed those blocks even quicker, and you'll be able to make a suction tackle and stuff like that. So if they're running like I form slot close, we'll show slot close now. So for I form slot close, it's a little bit different stretch, right? So with this one, all you have to do is pretty much the same setup. Press, shift away from the corner, stand right here, and then blitz this guy. The opposite screen, you can man this guy up right here, or you don't have to man him up. It doesn't really matter. You can man him up, you can not man him up, and you basically sit a little bit right here, a little bit closer. And what happens is you either come straight through that gap right there, or right, you can leave the vert hook sometimes, because sometimes that when you blitz him, he'll play a little bit too aggressive, and you'll see sometimes if you get picked up, he plays so aggressive that he'll get taken out of the play. But sometimes he'll come straight through this guard gap and he'll be able to make a play, right? Because this guy, this tackle and this guard might double team that defensive end. That happens a lot. So what happens is you're sitting right here. That's the aggressive way, right? That's the aggressive way. Sometimes you're gonna get picked up. You see what I said? If you since you blitz them, sometimes that happens as well. But I'll show you guys the non-aggressive way. Shift away, crash up, boom, right there. This is the non-aggressive way. Basically, what happens is you're gonna basically come around through that same gap, same similar thing to I close. You're basically playing like a little bit more preventative. Boom, right there, and you're running around, and you're basically forcing the cutback. Now, you don't have to go super outside like that, but you're basically, that's what it does. You see how you're forcing them to cut back, And most people are not good enough to cut back like that. Some people are just going to run wherever they. Most people, what they do is they run out and then outside. That's like as much as they'll do. Not a lot of. Only good runners are going to cut back. So yeah, blitz this guy. But this is the more aggressive way. And you're basically sitting right here, right across his hip. And you're coming right here. And you're basically making a play in the backfield every single time. And that's how you shoot I form, slot close and other close. Now, if they run blast, you can do the same thing, but I mean, how many people run blast out of this? You just sit right here, they run blast, boom, right there, make a tackle, easy money. Now we're gonna show how to stop QB draw, contain it a little bit in 1 second. Now stopping QB draw. Now with QB draw, you're not really gonna stop it. Honestly, it's so overpowered in this game that you're not really gonna stop it. So you're gonna try to contain it. Now, basically, QB draw, they're gonna there's the empty one, and then they have the bunch quads one. So the bunch quads, I think, is more popular. So you got QBs, you want to come out and cover 3 sky drop. All you want to do, pinch your D line, crash your D line down, spread your linebackers, right? You want to use this guy, blitz all of your linebackers, contain, and then spy your user, right? Just keep your user around right here. What you're looking to do is, sometimes there's an opening to come through this gap, but it's very rare. So what you're doing is you're sitting like right here, and then you're playing this outside to run that way. Obviously, that's the strong side. Sometimes they can flip their run. So we'll show you guys what happens when they flip the run. Now this guy over here, he's the guy you can either move down, but he's coming over here. So what you want to do, which would help, is versus if they're running QB draw, you keep your curl flats zone drops on 0. Now what that's going to do is going to make these guys come down faster. They're not going to play like their normal curl flat is like around like anywhere from like 5 to 10 yards, like before you start making adjustments, and they'll play differently depending. But if you put them on 0, they're going to come down more aggressively than normal, right? Now that's a little bonus for you guys that I know, right? So this is your run fit. You see how that guy's in the run fit, and that those 2 curl flats are in the run fit. So if they're on zone drops on 0, they're gonna play more aggressive for the QB draw. So yeah, simple setup. What happens is you're basically playing like this little outside position. Now that does happen sometimes. I'm gonna show you. You might say, yo, all of that to get 12 yards? Yeah, it happens sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you. So you pinch, crash down, spread your linebackers, blitz all the linebackers, and then you're gonna want to put your user in a spy. Now basically sit right here, and then that does happen sometimes. Sometimes you do get picked up. What you want to do is you want to run like around. You see that? You sit a little closer and then you run around. Sometimes what happens is if you hide behind the D line, pinch your D line, crash down, spread your linebackers, blitz all your linebackers, and then contain. So these 2 guys are gonna contain. You're sitting right here hiding, so this guy doesn't pick you up. Sometimes he will pick you up though. And then basically this guy over here is in a run fit as well. Now you can also put this middle guy in a spy to help, and this is gonna help a lot. The only thing about this is if they pass on you and they run verticals, which is like the bot thing to do at a bunch quads, they got a 1-play touchdown, right? So that's why you gotta, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'll say keep this in the inside third, just to let you know what you can do. So what happens is you're sitting right here and you're kind of just containing this little outside, so you're running around here. So that's what happens is boom, and then you're running right here. I wasn't able to make the tackle there, but usually you're able to make the tackle, right? Sometimes you're not able to make the tackle, but there's not a lot of QB draw defense out. So you just pinch your D line, spread your linebackers, crash down, contain, and blitz all your linebackers and then contain, right? There's not a lot of QB draw defense, but this is the closest one that's going to be able to give you an opportunity to make the play early. Now, if you have this guy in a spy, if you miss the tackle like that, he's going to be able to come down. So you come right here, you run around, boom, right there. Easy money. Now, I'll show you guys that again. Pinch your D line, crash down, spread your linebackers, blitz all of your linebackers, and then contain, and then spy your user, keep your user right here. And then what happens is off the snap, you're trying to run outside and you're trying to contain the outside immediately. And you see what happened with the other guy, Larry Fitz. That's a good wide receiver blocker. He engaged, and then the guys aren't contained, so they shed it, right? So pinch your D line, crash down, spread your linebackers, blitz all your linebackers, contain, spy your user, sit right here. Off the snap, you're gonna want to contain the outside edge. Now, if they do flip the run, right? If they do flip the run, what's gonna happen is you have that curl flat in the run fit. So let's say I'm gonna run to the right as if I'm trying to run to the strong side first, and run to the right like oh I didn't flip it. Run to the right like always. I'm gonna show you guys again. So let's say they flip it, right? So if they flip it, right? Flip the run. I'll show you guys again. So boom, pinch your D line, crash down, spread your linebackers, blitz all linebackers, contain, and then right here, if they do run, I'm gonna act like as if I'm running strong side like normally, and then what happens is, why is he still going? I just flipped the run. Why is he still going that way? Why is he still going? Why is he still going strong side? I flipped the run. I'm trying to, let me see. I guess that's what he did. I guess it's not really a flip. I guess it's just like another angle you could take. But yeah, I was gonna say if they do go that side, basically what happens is you have this guy over here and then this weak side on the contain. So basically you have these two guys. So it's only one guy over here and then it's multiple guys over here. So you're able to stop the flip as well. So it's decent QB draw defense. It's probably the best. Like, you're not gonna really have draw defense that's gonna get any better than this. There's only one other draw defense that's really good, is nickel 3-3-5 wide. I don't have a video on it, but it is in my defensive ebook that I will release. And it's another way, but it's just more aggressive. And the thing about aggressive is that one juke move and you're done for a touchdown. So this is probably like the safest way so pinch, spread, blitz all, contain, easy money, right? Spy your user, basically contain the outside and let your linebackers and your user do the work. That's easy money. That's run defense. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Oh man, I ain't been here in a minute. I ain't done a video in a minute, so I kind of miss y'all. Holla at your boy. I'm out.